Hey everyone, this is Hunter from TEQ Customs. We have recently updated our H4 headlight harness, and we're going to go over what has been changed and how it has been improved. While doing this, all of the quality of the wires, all of the connectors and everything have been upgraded, so everything is just a little bit nicer. The ring terminals are nicer on the harness, and it's just a little bit easier to install. So the first thing is on your harness, you will have a red and a black wire with ring terminals on them. These go directly to the battery. Red goes to power, black goes to ground, obviously. I would not recommend connecting those backwards. Next thing on the harness is the H4 connector. This is the same as it was with our old harness. This is going to plug into your driver's side factory headlight plug. So it will look just like the back of the bulb that you just took out of your factory headlights. Certain vehicles will have this H4 resistor included with your wiring. This just plugs in between the harness and the vehicle's factory plug. This resistor will help on certain vehicles eliminate high beam issues. We found that on certain vehicles, especially the first gen Tundra and Sequoia, that the high beam can be very sensitive to resistance. So you may get only one high beam turn on or your indicator on your dash not work. This resistor will fix all of those issues. So the vehicles that it is common on, we include this now with your wiring. So you will first, if you have this resistor, you will first plug it in to the harness, and then this end of the connector will go into your factory H4 plug where you just unplugged your bulb from. And this box will get pretty hot. That is normal for all resistors. I would recommend mounting this somewhere out of the way of other wiring so you don't accidentally damage anything. Next, going to our headlight connections, you will have a longer wiring lead. The longer one is going to go over to the passenger side of the vehicle. You'll also notice, if you've seen our old harnesses, that these no longer have ring terminals on them. Everything just runs through the ones that you put on the battery already. So that's just one less thing to connect in for you. On the back of your headlight, you will now see a connector with a yellow grommet on it. This is going to be your the new high beam connection, and on the harness there is only one place you can plug this in per side. You'll see a matching connection with a orange grommet on it on the harness. Obviously cannot plug that in. These just plug in right to the harness, just like so. There is a retainer on the top, so just make sure you have it in all the way, and you'll hear an audible click when that goes in and those little tabs click down. For your low beam, your LED driver will come in the box looking something just like this. The LED driver is the one with the black box on it. It'll have this connection on one end and then these two smaller connections on the other end. These go directly to the back of the headlight. Once again, it's impossible to plug these in wrong. They just click right in, and there is a matching connector on each side. For your low beam, it will plug in just like you had done before. When you plug it in, just make sure that you have the blue wire to the blue wire, and then the brown wire to the white wire. The most important thing is blue to blue. This is the power wire on both sides of the connector. So you need to make sure you have power to power, or your projectors are not going to turn on. You'll just repeat that process with the driver's side of the harness. There will be a much shorter wire lead on the driver's side. Same connections, same connectors. Again, you'll have a LED driver for the driver's side headlight. Again, black box, two small connections on one end, and then one larger connection on the other end. this will plug directly into the back of the headlight, and then these connectors will plug right in. You'll hear your click, and then you are all good to go. So that is an overview of our new headlight harness. We'll have it laid out on the table here for you so you can get an idea of what everything looks like when it's connected. Just to run over everything one more time, you have your factory H4 plug, which will, on certain vehicles, if you have this LED resistor, it will plug into the resistor first, and then the resistor will go to your factory headlight plug. If you do not have the resistor, just ignore that, and the harness will plug directly into your factory headlight plug. You've got your power terminal and your ground terminal that go directly to the battery. You've got your longer wire that runs over to the passenger side with the two connectors on it for the low beam and for the high beam. And then on the driver's side, you have the same exact thing. You've got your connection for the low beam and your connection for the high beam. After that, you can go ahead and test everything, make sure everything's working properly. If you find that your low beams aren't coming on, make sure that you have the blue wire to the blue wire on both sides, or your low beam will not turn on because you have ground to power and power to ground. And then after that, you are good to go, and you can install your halos if you have those. If you don't have halos, you can go ahead and just bolt the headlights to the vehicle, and then you are all good to go.